brakes at all, and I'll work the rudders and the flight controls on takeoff. You can be on the controls with me, just let me move them freely as I need to.
Alright.
And go ahead and add full power here, start rolling.
Wind check. 2006.
Accelerating here to 65. Climbing out. Once we have good altitude, good airspeed, go ahead and retract our flaps. Feel a little sink at first, and the airplane will speed up and we'll climb a little faster.
Banner 1.
Ann Arbor Tower, Skyhawk 1538 Yankee, 7 miles east. Request transit your Delta over Michigan Stadium.
Skyhawk 1538 Yankee, Ann Arbor Tower, proceed as requested. Ann Arbor altimeter 3019er.
3019er, transition approved, 38 Yankee.
Zero Tango X-ray is negative on that traffic.
Michigan Stadium. Yeah, it looks a little different when it's all empty.
Yeah. Tango X-ray has traffic.
How high are we?
Tango X-ray has traffic.
We are at 2,300 feet above sea level, and the ground here is about 800 feet above sea level, so about 1,500 feet.
Tango X-ray, number 2, runway 24, cleared to land, wind 170 at 7.
Clear to land, 24, Zero Tango X-ray.
Start making a little left turn, we'll just wrap right around the stadium. Perfect. You can see as you turn, the nose drops just a hair. You know, basically the more bank you have, the more you have to pull back in.
Okay.
You can go, this is about 10 degrees of bank, we can use 20 to 30. That'll make a nice, you know, good rate turn.
That's enough.
Ever go out on the Huron River at all, kayaking or anything like that?
I'd love to. We haven't done that.
I haven't.
We've done canoeing like in River Raisin down in Dundee, but
Here, I'll go ahead and take the flight controls for a second.
Yep.
I'll see if I can get us lined up.
crazy.
We can look at all the kayakers down there being lazy as hell. They all drift with the river. Nobody paddles.
Check up on your team from the air.
Yeah, our team actually rows out on Belleville Lake. The men's team rows here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I check on the guys who work for me. I had one pressure wash on the dock the other day, and I text them as I'm flying over, and hey, done with dock? He goes, oh, I'm working on it. I can see him hanging out on the upper deck, just eating bag potato chips, staring at the pressure washer. And I was like, you sure you're working on it? Yeah. I was like, notice the aircraft above.
That's so
Flying the field into left traffic for 23 right, runway 23 right, clear to land.
Buffer 90 Sierra.
Affirmative.
Okay, 23 right. Oh, there they are.
And your number 2 following Cessna entering left traffic for runway 23 right.
Okay, we're looking for that traffic.
Oh my God, how cool!
I think there's some people on paddle boards down there. Yeah.
900, you'll be number 1, runway 23 right, clear to land.
900, clear to land, 23 right.
14 Zulu, remain on the down, I'll call your base. You're going to be number 2 following traffic.
Can you go ahead and take the flight controls again? Got the airplane?
You'll call our, can you repeat that?
14 Zulu, remain on the down, I'll call your base.
You call our base, 14 Zulu, thank you.
So did you row in high school or college? Or?
I rode in high school, yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's how I wound up working on rowing boats and then ended up up here with the U of M team.
Hey, 14 Zulu, I have that traffic in sight.
Never in a million years thought I'd be living in Michigan.
Following that traffic, runway 23 right, clear to land.
23 right, clear to land, number 2, 14 Zulu.
Willow Tower, Skyhawk 1538 Yankee, 7 miles west. Request turn 0 Delta over Belleville Lake before landing Belleville.
3 Yankee, transition 2 class Delta's approved, altimeter 3019.
3019, transition approved, 38 Yankee.
Hold on runway 14 for now.
Okay, right on 14, hold. Do you want me to make a 180 while...
Yeah, we were up in Charlevoix last week, and the callers were already changing up there.
My bad.
Incredible.
Up there.
Do you fly when you go up? I used to drive, now I fly. There's no way I will ever make that drive again.
I don't blame you.
5 hours driving, it's about an hour and a half, hour 45 flying.
Oh, wow. What's the farthest you could go, like, pick a city at a full tank of gas?
Oh, a full tank of gas? I do here to Florida all the time to visit family. And Clemson, South Carolina is where I stop for fuel, just one fuel stop. And so it's about 900 some miles to Florida, about 450 a tank. So I mean, you could go into Wisconsin, Idaho, not quite to Idaho, I guess Nebraska.
What's the biggest plane that you fly?
That I fly, usually some of the larger Cessnas, like 6-seaters, things like that.
Thank you.
We're going to be purchasing a 6-seater here in the next couple months.
Oh, cool.
We have like the flight school and then also like a flight club where after you get a license, you can rent airplanes from us. And you know, so you want to go on a weekend, you know, up to Charlotte or something like that. You rent
back taxi.
the airplane. You only pay when the engine's running.
East ramp remains.
So it's not terribly expensive way to travel.
To Golf, to East Ramp.
And you get there a heck of a lot quicker. We'll head right over to Ford Lake, make a little right turn there.
Is that Metro right there?
That's Willow Run Airport, close to us, and just beyond that is Detroit Metro.
Oh, I see now.
Yep. If you look a little further, just to the north, you'll see Detroit City, downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Renaissance Center and all that. And then the smokestacks ahead, about 11 o'clock, those two short fat ones.
Yeah. That's Toledo?
That's north end of Toledo. So we're right in between the two runways for Detroit. They've got runway 9 left and runway 9 right.
Yeah.
They almost never use those ones. They've got 4 more that run north-south. And looks like they're arriving on, all the planes are coming in from the north, taking off heading south.
Yeah.
Look at the party boats down there.
Yeah, the sandbar down there in Belleville Lake. And if you look right by the party boats, just to the left, that's the U of M rowing facility.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep. So we're within his airspace right now, and then if we proceed a little bit more eastbound, we'd be in Metro's airspace.
Oh, wow. You got some big planes at Willow Run. I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, they fly a lot of cargo and freight out there. They can have 747s coming in and out of there. There's actually a 747 parked on the ramp on the far side with the red tail.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Somewhere from the Middle East, I'm not sure where, but it's been parked there for like 3 weeks, which is, it's strange to see a plane parked for 3 weeks. Because, I mean, the aircraft costs about $350 million, and you'd think it would be, you know, busy flying somewhere making some money.
Wow. Yeah, if we take Rossville, like straight south, we'll land like almost right on top of their property.
Cool. We can lower the nose just a little bit here. And 3 Yankees on course southbound. We're going to be flying just south of Belleville Airport for a turnaround, coming in to land there.
3 Yankee, roger. Land will be at your own risk. Winds at Willow Run or calm.
Great, thank you, Roger. So Rossendale Road's just off our right-hand side here. I'll have you turn a little bit to the right, and we'll end up on the west side of Rossendale Road.
Okay.
Give you a good view to look out for which street to turn down.
Oh my gosh, look at that maze down there. What is that?
95
Corn maze.
instructions. Give me a
That's DeBuck's Corn Maze.
That's so cool.
We took the rowing team there as like a fun fall team building activity last year, and
4720.
I knew it was happening a couple days in advance. They surprised the team, so I went flying, took a picture of it from the air, and I was the first one to complete the maze for some reason. Everyone was amazed at how good I was.
7 Alpha.
Oh, is that your runway right there, huh?
Yep, that's Belleville Airport. So this is Willis Road, I want to say.
Like Willis, then Bemis, and then we'll be like right almost there.
Yep.
How long have you been flying?
Oh, going on about 4 years now. Started out just as kind of a hobby, you know, I wanted to just try it out. You know, I took one lesson, I was like, all right, I got to do it. And then, you know, after about 3-4 lessons in, I was an engineering major, and I decided to not be an engineer and be a pilot instead.
Do you need to be pretty mathematical to fly? I mean, is that helpful?
We don't do math in the air. It's absolutely impossible. I was a total nerd in high school. I went to math competitions, and I was actually ranked like in the state. Like I was good at doing math. You cannot do math in the airplane. When you talk about like a 90-degree turn, I just look and say, oh, we're north, 90 degrees to the left, west, turn till the W's on the nose.
Right.
You know, if you're coming into the runway and you're flying a downwind or the opposite direction for runway 15, we'll just put 33 on the tail. You know, just look across. There's no way to do math when you're flying because you're just thinking about so many other things. It was the coolest thing about flying for me was it actually puts your brain like into overload. It could actually just get you to the point where, you know, during training where you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't think of such simple things. It's kind of cool to load yourself up like that. But so about 3 or 4 lessons in, you know, I kind of decided I could either be the guy sitting in a dark room with fluorescent lighting over a desk designing an airplane like one of 200 guys, or be the one guy flying it. And I'll take the flying job.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take flight controls here.
So how long does it take, like if you decided I love this, I want to learn how to fly, like how many hours?
It's 40 hours of flight training, you know, minimum required by the FAA. 10 hours of that is solo flight time, so after about 10 to 15 lessons, I pop out of the airplane and say, go fly by yourself, leave me on the ground, and, you know, you'll fly, you know, your first solo is only maybe a half hour, just, you know, 2 or 3 takeoffs, landings, and, you know, then you kind of build upon that towards more solo flying. You know, to hit the 10-hour mark, and it includes cross-country training, you know, flying, say, here to Charlevoix, or cross-country flights are defined as 50 miles one direction and back, so just like here to Lansing or something, you know, short like that to start out with. And a little bit of night training, a little bit of simulated instrument training as if you're flying through clouds, and depending on how often you fly, you know, once or twice a week or once or twice a month, depends on how long it takes to get the license.
Yeah.
So, average, you know, if you fly, you know, once a week, twice a week, about 2 to 3 months. You know, if you fly twice a month, you know, usually about 6 to 8 months.
So somebody who, like, is going on their solo trip would know how to, like, restart the engine in the air?
Oh yeah, there's a restart procedure. Say, like, the engine actually totally just quit. You know, we pulled it all the way in and we're like, okay, it quit. So, best glide speed, let's hit 70 right away. You know, so we aren't losing altitude, pick a field to land in. I got a field right there, get lined up to land. Try to restart it, fuel's on both, mixture, primer, carb heat, mags are on. I don't know why it's not running. And okay, I guess we'll land, pull flaps, get lined up, and land. It's just normal landing. But that little procedure there, you're able to recite pretty easily. You just kind of remember it after a while. But the few things I would stop an engine from running: fuel selector valve needs to be on both, mixture rich, primer locked, carb heat, mags, and of course, throttle into full.
That is amazing though, because you just, like, nothing, it doesn't feel any different. You just hang there.
No, yeah. When we come into land, I'll pull the throttle all the way back to idle, and we'll just slide right in. When we start deploying flaps, you'll almost feel like you're throwing the brakes on, because the airplane will go nose down, but it won't really descend that rapidly, and it won't pick up speed. We'll pull our carburetor heat on, reduce our power to 1500, hold altitude to slow down, drop flaps, first 10 degrees. And 20, 30, go ahead and turn our base leg, 3 Yankee landing short Belleville.
Roger.
During training, we do it all the time. I was doing it to one of my students yesterday. We're flying along, and he had just come out of, doing some stall maneuvers, so he's a little flustered and busy and everything. And I just reached over and pulled that throttle back, and I was like, "Oh, your engine just quit. Figure it out." And he picked a field. He was a little high, so he put into a side slip, to lose some altitude, dropped all the flaps, and we would have made it. We, about 500 feet above the ground. We said, "Okay, go around full power and climb away." Just hold the airplane off until it's too slow to fly anymore and it wants to land. Apply a little brakes here.
Awesome.
Yeah, flying off grass, I did all my training off asphalt really, and we do a little bit of grass training, anyways. I did, maybe, 10 takeoffs, landings on grass, but it's just way more fun. It's bumpy and whatnot, but it just makes it more interesting. And you can go, if you can land on grass, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's no different to land in somebody's backyard or go into the UP, and there's tons of grass strips all around, so you can go anywhere in the UP and, get yourself in the middle of nowhere where there's no cell phone service. That's what I'm all about. I will fly until the cell phone stops working and then say, okay, we're going to land here. Just set up a camp, little
nice.
tent and campfire and be all set. Unfortunately, I have Verizon and it works everywhere.
That's a big dog over there.
Yep, that's a machine shop over there. That building used to be a hangar on the 40s and 50s, and they built airplanes out of here. They built
really?
Luscombe was the name of the airplane. Little tailwheel Bush airplanes. There's still lots of them flying around. 50, 60-year-old airplanes.